Hey everybody, so I am super excited to announce that my homeschool notification application to my local school district has just been approved for all three of my scholars, or as one would say, their students or their children. But in this case, it is all three of my children whose homeschool application has been approved. So I wanted to show you all how I came about creating my lesson plan because the biggest thing for myself that I struggle with when submitting this application is creating the brief lesson plan that is required when submitting the application. Now, there are lesson plans available all over the internet, either for free or for purchase. Now, the free ones are a little harder to find because they truly are gold when it comes to submitting these applications and not having to worry about creating your own lesson plan. But for myself, it was very important that I created my own lesson plan because that was the point of me getting them out of regular school anyway, so I could have the ability to customize and teach them what I felt was important, and I felt like they were lacking when it came to them actually going to regular school. However, you will see in my lesson plan, it still looks very much similar to what they would have learned in school, although there are things additionally that I will be adding to it that I didn't feel was necessary to submit to the district. I understood that the main thing the district is looking for when they're asking for that brief lesson plan, they're looking to make sure that the child will still learn the core curriculum that they are supposed to learn when they're in school, the things that are required according to your state. So because they are looking for those items, it is important to make sure that the lesson plan that you choose for your child includes the things that are normally required for their grade level in your state. So, my first step was to create my lesson plan, and IXL.com made that very easy. So, I'm going to just briefly show you how I used IXL.com to help me understand and create my lesson plan and make sure that I was including things that were required by my state. So somewhere on here, there is an area that says skills plan. So here we go. I scrolled down like halfway towards the middle, I guess you could say, of the page, and it says the exact skills you need: planning a lesson plan or prepping for an exam. We've custom built IXL skills to reinforce each topic within your state standards, textbooks, assessments. So what IXL is letting you know is that they already have like certain subjects listed out. Now, mind you, certain grades they do not have all the subjects for, but they mainly will have consistently math and language arts, which in my opinion is very a lot. I think it's a very difficult. It's very difficult to find things about math and language arts and really break it down. I feel like they make it easy, but again, nowadays there's so many people offering things online that you could just pay for and not have to go this route of building your own lesson plan. So maybe it's not that difficult, but nonetheless, what I like about this website is it's right here and they are going according to your state standards. So gonna click on find your skill plan. Okay, skill plan. So I scroll down and now it's already set to Ohio. Now, I don't know if it's because I may have visited the site, or I know I have visited the site and I've set it already to Ohio, so it just stays that way, or is it going off of my location? But nonetheless, you want to definitely make sure that it is going according to your state so you can make sure you're meeting your state requirements. All of this right here, I believe, are just things that IXL offers for each grade level. Now, if your child is not in school, you will have to pay for this as a homeschool parent. You will have to pay to access IXL. However, if your child is in school and your child's school say, hey, make sure your child practices on IXL tonight or whatever, that's because chances are they have free access to it through their school. So I'm not worried about these things right here. However, this is where the good stuff comes in. So it says Ohio State Standards, and I am going to click on the 5th grade because one of my 3 children is in the 5th grade. Mind you, my homeschool application was approved for all 3 children. So I must have been doing something right when it came to their curriculum. So the first subject I'm going to show right here as just an example, a brief example, is math. And what I did was I looked at this kind of like a lesson plan for a 5th grader in Ohio for math, and I basically took these main these main words. Oh, operations in algebraic thinking, number and operations in base 10. And I made that a part of my lesson plan. And then I just elaborated just a teeny weeny bit. And I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. So right here, as you can see, this is the actual lesson plan that I submitted to my district. You can see right there it says math. That's it. Simple as that. I didn't get too in depth. I didn't say algebra. I didn't say anything. I just put math. And under it, I would have my main title, Operations in Algebraic Thinking. And then I would just give a short elaboration on what in that category I was going to be teaching. And mind you, I'm not limited to this at all. I can teach beyond this. But this was because in my state, they required a brief keyword brief description of the lesson plan that I was looking to teach my children for the school year. So it says numerical expressions, compare patterns, tables, etc. So that's just my brief description. Same thing for number and operations in base 10. I chose to go a little bit further in elaborating on that, fractions, etc. So as you can see, I continued with language arts. Again, I got that off of IXL. Up here, you could change the subject. Language arts. Reading literature. Well, you look at my lesson plan over here. Now this one I adjusted. What you can do too, you don't have to necessarily just look at this and write that down. I was doing my best to keep it as simple as possible. That's it. Just keep it as simple as possible. But as long as you are incorporating what your state standards are, you're fine. You can use like your state website. For example, for my state, it's ohioeducation.gov. But for me, when I was looking at that website, and I'll go to it right now, and it has the model curriculum for English. It looks very wordy. I'm going to put it like that, and I'm going to open up right now and show you what I mean. It's very wordy, and it made it very difficult for me to condense it into a lesson plan. I guess that's something maybe teachers are taught to do, and that's how maybe I suppose they may use this website and they're able to do so. But just as a parent who doesn't know much about this kind of stuff, it looks too wordy, as you can see right here. Here's an example. Reading literature, kind of similar to what you see right here, but IXL makes it just look so clean, so spacious, not all jumbled and wordy. Meanwhile, look at this. Come on now. Which one would you rather use? So this is just an example. I'm going to go back to my homeschool curriculum and just to leave it here for a second so you can get an idea of what I wrote. Very simple, not that difficult at all. And again, the district required a brief description, which is why it looks like this. This is literally just a brief description. I can add more on as I begin teaching my children. So language arts, you have science where I'm giving the main titles, Earth and Space Science. Then I got my little subtitles or further descriptions, solar system, compare planets. That should be fun. Physical science, life science. I got social studies. Then I just literally list extra subjects. Like I didn't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it this way. This is just how I did it. So I didn't elaborate on what we would be learning in those extra subjects. I just literally just listed and then we're also doing language. We've been doing language over here for a while on Duolingo. So that's another thing I didn't even list on here. Textbooks and resources to be used. I do believe that the homeschool notification form that I had to submit required that I disclose what I would be using when it came to homeschooling my children. Guess what? You see this right here? I put IXL.com. These things right here, I just simply got off an Amazon search. I don't have these books in my possession. I don't have these books, but many of them I do plan on getting through Amazon.com. Some of these textbooks and workbooks that are available online can be expensive. You can try to find some that are used, or you can go to websites where they are offering this kind of stuff for a jumbo price or a bundle rather price. But because I didn't have these things in my possession, I simply went on Amazon and just looked for textbooks according to each subject that my children are set to learn and according to the grade level. And that is how I was able to just copy the title of the book and present the district with the name of the books that I plan on using. They didn't say it was necessarily have to be in my possession yet. It's just what was I going to use. So I haven't used it yet. That's not, that's not past tense. What am I going to use? It's not past tense, so it doesn't mean I had to have already had the books. So with all of that being said, this is really just an example. And again, this is a fifth grade brief lesson plan, but I do have three children, so I did one for my third grader as well as my ninth grader. Yes, a high school. I have a high school child as well. So this is it. I hope that this helps. I tried to keep it as brief as possible. So let me know if you all have any questions that I can clarify, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.